The Harvard men's tennis program is more than a century old and has enjoyed great competitive success. Since 1990, Harvard has won 12 Ivy League titles, more than twice as many as any other college. Recently, Bruce Wright, a trained gymnast, has worked with the Harvard varsity on their on-court movement. Wright feels that maintaining a high center of gravity, which he calls a high set, is advantageous for tennis players. Here is Harvard player Abba Omodele Lucien demonstrating a high set and a low set. And here's the squad warming up before a match. They pantomime hitting various shots, then instantly recover to the high set afterwards.
The tennis community as a whole, historically, was not zeroing in on this enough to be aware of, oh, there's a difference that's going on. It's really been an overlooked area of the game. And fascinatingly, the very first time I watched tennis and watched Laver, because of watching as a gymnast and not following the ball, watching him, if I realized that if I had to pick one physical, technical difference in his game and everyone else that day, it was this subtle optimizing of height of center of gravity.
For as long as I can remember, it's been fairly traditional teaching to coach players to move low in order to hit the ball when it's lower. And that's what we've all grown up with. You can easily relate to a football lineman who is going to try to keep from being knocked over. A tennis player needs to be just the opposite. He needs to be higher so that he can be instantly unstable, because it's only by being instantly unstable that he gets to move quickest to the ball in any direction he chooses.
A clear distinction must be made between moving stance and hitting stance. Hitting stance is that last step in a position at the time when you're swinging at and striking the ball. Moving stance is all the rest of the time. Initiating movement, moving out to the ball, and moving from the shot back into position. The feeling of the high set during play is one of lightness, of greater mobility.
To move in tennis, you have to become unstable. You have to move your center of gravity, which is around where your belly button is, outside of your base of support. In other words, your foot. I have to lean to the side, and once my center of gravity, my belly button gets outside the foot, I become unstable, I can move. The advantage of the high set versus the lower set is that in the higher set, the angle through which I must lean is very short before I become unstable. In the lower set, I've got to keep moving until it becomes outside my foot to move.
The player's center of gravity in the high set, seen here as a blue parabola, must move outside his foot before he can step toward a ball on that side. The same is true for a low set. But notice that the angle the body travels through in the low set is larger than for the high set, and that consumes extra time, making the low set player slower to the ball.
The three major advantages of the high set are that number one, you're quicker to the ball. Number two, you have greater stamina, meaning less fatigue overall in the match. And number three, you have greater longevity of career because there's less stress on the knee joint.
As we've learned to apply the high set with our players, we've watched a dramatic improvement in their ability to move to a ball, their efficiency coming back from a ball, and as well as their ability to reduce the number of errors, which is key for tennis. Consistency is what we're looking for, and this has helped increase our consistency enormously.
The change by tennis players around the world to this high set movement, high center of gravity movement, optimizing, compared to any degree less, will parallel the change from the wooden racket to the graphite racket.